Hey guys, how are you all doing today? Well, God, what day is it? Wednesday. Wednesday, the day before Halloween. But it's also day 27 of my 30 days of vlogging. And it just got really chilly all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm out here. I was thinking about doing it inside because I'm in comfy clothes. And then I was like, trying to do it, and I didn't want like super blurry light again. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going outside. It's cold's good for you. I've got a nice heater under my blankie though, so as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go jump into there. So today, what we're gonna be talking about is actually, I was really um, like the topic. I got it from Bob. He's a film person with me that actually commented on my live because I do the live in the morning to get topics and stuff like that. And so um, he was talking about like the film stuff. So I started out as an actress. I mean, I did modeling and stuff like that, but that's a little different. And so the acting, I started that, and then now I'm producing and writing and stuff. So he was asking like for the topic of being like, so how does it differ, like perception wise of like when you got to the producer side of it, how does it feel? All of that stuff, or is there a thing that you thought of that happened that you didn't think were ready, or, stuff like that. So, for me, all right, we'll just go into this. So, acting, when I got into it, it actually was just something that, like I told you guys before, that I have loved acting when I was younger. We did home films and stuff like that. I mean, that was just our thing that we did. We were that crazy kind of family that did stuff like that. My mom was hilarious. And so that's what I grew up in. And then, of course, I found my ex-husband and kind of moved away from that and moved down here and just became mom and wife. And then eventually I came back in, I think it was like 2012 or around there, that I had lost some weight and I had gotten some pictures taken, and my friend said, "Oh my God, you need a model." And so I was like, "Okay, awesome." And then I went to like a management group, and they asked about if I'd be interested in acting too. And I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm kind of weird anyway, so yeah, sure, why not?" I mean, I've never had like true training and stuff like that. I mean, I have since then, but initially when I first got into it, I didn't. And so at my very first independent acting role, I actually got the part and I fell in love with it. So since then, I have done that and I loved it. And so I did acting for a long time. I've been in many different type of productions. I was a regular extra on The Good Guys, which was on Fox, and I loved learning the behind the scenes stuff. For me, I think as an actor, if you're able to understand and know like everyone's role and like what they do and how you can better yourself to actually help everybody else, or just learn how the process goes. For myself, I was like, that's going to make me a better actress. And so I would always hang around with the camera guys, the crew guys, and stuff like that, just to see how they process and do stuff. And so that was a lot of fun. And then I've done many different independents, from short independents to full feature independents, and they're all kind of different. And so when I first started my production company, it was mainly I started writing because when I initially got hurt in 2000, yeah, so actually it was like 2011, I think, or it was almost 2012 is when I started acting. So when I first got hurt in 2011 with my back stuff, when I started doing, like, when I couldn't write, or like doing the films and all that, I decided, it must have been like 2010 or something, I don't know, it was a while ago. So I started writing to help cope with keeping my mind off the pain. And so I'm like, I've never took script writing classes, but I've had help since then of how to, write and whatnot. But like for me, it's like really weird. When I first started writing, it was like I would just play it the film in my head, you know, which was definitely different from the acting side of it. You know, I had done, like, I started looking into editing and then figured out as an actress, if I make sure I hold things or move things or like remember where I'm at talking when I'm in different positions, because editing sucks if the actor or actress moves shit. You know, like, hey, I'm carrying this luggage in my hand on this, like 4 takes, and then the next 5 takes it's in this hand. You know how crappy and hard it is? I mean, now watching movies, oh my god, I always look for shit like that. You know, like, I have to watch movies several times because I watch for that, which, like, the first time is always like, oh, did you see that? I saw that editing mistake, you know. Oh. Like, Pretty Woman has a ton of them. And like, even like Transformers and stuff, like, someone will be in front of them and then they'll be behind them and the very next second they're back in front of them, which is yeah. So, but I've even seen it where I've done the same thing in one of, like, The Good Guys. I was very blessed and thankful that I was able to actually get on their very first episode, and I was on that day of the very last episode. So I mean, the crew on there was just amazing. I loved them to death. And then I actually got to talk with Matt Nix. With him one time, we were like, I was coming from lunch, like, I had just finished dinner and he was coming, and he's like, hey, I know you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. He's like, you're the CSI that's always getting overtime. I'm like, that's me. I am here all the time. And I mean, it was so much fun, and I miss that. So I've been on the bigger productions and I've been on the littler ones. And so when I started my film company, after all my writing and stuff like that, I was like, I want to make these films. And the films that I make are a wide range of different things. I have a faith film, which I did do the short of, and I'm turning into a feature film, which I'm super excited about. And then I also have, like, one of them is a psychological thriller. And then one that is a vampire, werewolf, fantasy thing, romance. Then another one that is sci-fi, action, somewhat romance, I guess. I mean, I like throwing a little bit of everything. Like, all of my stuff has to have a little bit of funny in it, because honestly, life itself is like all genres into one. You can't just have one little thing. So most of mine have 2 types of different things going on it. You know, I don't try to stick to the just one, this is only a horror film. You know, I have not done anything like a true horror, which I don't know if I ever will. To me, when I watch horror, it's very predictable, and so I don't want to ever write like that, you know. And I do leave clues. Some of my stuff, like my psychological thriller and some of my other ones, I do, like, have little clues of stuff. So see how that, you know, how that plays out. But so my thing was to start making those. And so I've been fortunate enough to produce so far 2 short films, one that I wrote and one that I helped with. I'm working on funding my other 2. So the difference is, what he was talking about is any preconceived notions that I had and stuff. So as far as the transition between an actress to a producer, I'm still acting. I'm not saying that the stuff that I produce I'm not going to act in, because I love acting and I can get lost. I love getting lost in a role. The producing side really is to take my writing and the scripts that I've done and, like, I want to embody those characters that I've written. And so, yes, I want those to get made. So, the differences of behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, okay? So my very first film was, as a producer, was Faith. It was a short film that I wrote, and it was for me, it was a very, like, there was a lot of stuff that happened, you know, and it was, like, quick. Thankfully, I mean, I got a lot of good people that were with me, helping me, when things went wrong. I mean, that's the one thing that I've been very fortunate with, of, like, people that I pick on my team, have been amazing. You know, we worked really well, and if something were to happen, they would come in and support and help, or find out, we would get it fixed, you know, which was amazing. And so that's what I love to do, is, like, surround myself with people that, one, have the same vision as me, but also be able to, when crap hits the fan, that we'll be able to take care of it and no one will know about it, you know. I mean, one of the guys said, it's funny because one guy said this was just an amazingly run production, you know, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind because there was actually crap going on that thankfully my actors didn't know about, you know, and so I mean, by the end of that one, though, man, I had lost my voice, and I actually wasn't playing one of the roles, a very supporting role. But it was, for me, it was emotionally draining. And so that one was actually, like, that was a really hard film to do both at. So, yeah, I have definitely learned from the production side that is definitely not like super fun. I mean, it's getting it done and finished. That to me is an amazing feeling, but getting it from the beginning pre-production to actually finished is like, oh, I love actors is so much fun and easier to just go work, put it in yourself and all of that, and then production is like grinding every day, you know, and getting, you know, funding and stuff like that. That's a huge one, especially like the films I want to make or like certain like values, you know. I want to really step it up with these films, and it's just like, yeah, so it's all on who you know sort of thing. So that is like, that's my passion. I love that stuff. I haven't been able to work in anything recently. Like I said, for the last 2 years, I've been kind of with my back and everything, but so I've been slowly progressing forward with the production side of it, of finding people that I want, getting not vendors, investors that will be interested in my film and stuff, my films, like music, production people and stuff like that, just so when I'm ready and everything's ready to go and I'm healthy enough to do what I need to do, then we can just jump right in and have an amazing team and all of that stuff. So as far as different things that I had preconceived, I mean, I didn't think it was ever going to be easy because, like I said, when I was first acting and stuff like that, and then some of the bigger productions that I saw, I got to see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. I mean, I didn't see the production side of it, like the initial part. That was definitely a surprise, and talking to people and all of that stuff, definitely something that it sheds new light on for me as an actor, as, you know, anyone. It's just very interesting to see that kind of stuff, and so to me, I think it makes me a stronger actor, overall person, producer. I did do some directing, you know, that stuff, and so that was definitely different. From that, for me, I mean, I don't like editing, directing, things like that. I wanted to experience each one of those things because, like I said, I think it would make me a better actress or producer. But really, the three that I really love doing, the acting and the writing, but the writing is just another thing of me seeing, playing out a role in my head. And then the producing side, because I want these things to be made, you know, the films to be made, because, but I do like the aspect of getting people together and creating a team that can make incredible films, you know, and so yeah, that's for me. There are things that I have learned that I do want to make sure not to do in the future, and then definitely things that I want to make sure to continue to do on the production side of it, because my films later on, I will definitely be more in the actor role, so I know that the people that I have on the production side of it are definitely going to have to be strong enough to be able to handle crap without me stepping in and being like, this needs fixed or this not, you know. So I want to be that actor, like, dude, this was great, nothing happened, and they're all back like, thank God she didn't notice. So thank you so much, Bob. I totally appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you soon. Hopefully with my couple films that I got going, that'll be coming around soon, health wise, get this all situated and me squared away so I can be and doing the roles and everything that I want to do. So thank you again. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like, this I could probably talk forever in, the acting, everything. It's just so much fun. I mean, the writing even. You definitely learn, like, writing wise. Like, I go back to my scripts. I always go back, like, I'll mess with them and then I'll go back to them like a month or so later. And it's funny because when you do that, you'll see things that you missed before. And I mean, I've gone over them so many times and I'm like, wait, this, I need to tweak this. This would sound better. Or I miss a punctuation or move something weird. And I'm like, how the hell did I miss that? Like, I've done this 10 times already. How did I miss that? You know? And so it's very cool to be able to, do that. I mean, I love writing though too. So it's funny though, because for me, when I was younger, I sucked at writing. I mean, like, well, my mom actually used to write. Like, she did poetry, and she was starting a book, a mystery novel thing that she had, which I actually have the copies of the poetry book that she started. But it's really funny because I remember when I was younger in high school and all that stuff, I hated English. I hated language arts. I mean, I really did. I didn't want to make up a story. I didn't want to follow the script, follow the rules of where to stick. And writing a script is completely different. And like I said, when I write, it's like I'm projecting it in my head, what I'm seeing, what happens, and I just write that. I don't have to put in, punctuation or all of that stuff. Yes, you have to go in and go back and correct stuff. Like I said, I keep doing, but so that's part of it. So I'm thank you again, Bob. I said it again, but I enjoyed this talk, and I could talk about more of this forever. But since it's actually starting to get a little darker, and I don't know if it's gonna start raining on me, so if you guys have any comments or anything like that, please leave suggestions below. I appreciate it. I look forward to any comments about what I'm like the acting, writing, producing, any of that stuff. I would love to hear your guys' comments. Or if you guys have any other new ideas, topics, or things like that, please leave a comment below. And if you don't mind, if you can share it for me so anybody else can see about what I've been through acting to the producing side of it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that way you can see when I post my video tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. Oh my gosh, 3 more days for the end of the thing. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow.